and we start with round 1. I was free choosing. I had no idea what anyone's playing. I just let whoever sit at the table, let them be the stream table, and of course we end up with 2 Marnie Grimmsnarl matchups. But the Grimmsnarl mirror is quite interesting because it's one of those matches where you don't actually want to use your 2-prizer to hit the other 2-prizer. So we see Afiq starting first and just pass with Snorunt and Impidim. And this is also a matchup where you don't want to put the Snorunt, the Frostless, because you don't want to give your opponent the damage for their Monkey Dories to work. And so Brennan will probably not be benching any Snorunts in this matchup too. So now Brennan is doing some price checking, which is always good to see. Putting down Monkey Dories because the Monkey Dory is probably going to be the main thing in this matchup. The only time a Grimmsnarl will attack is either into a smaller Grimmsnarl piece or a Monkey Dory, just like here. Afiq gets a rare candy, gets his Grimmsnarl powered up, punk up, attach up to 5 energies to any of your Marnie's Pokemon. He's choosing just to put the 2 dark, not any energy, any dark energy. Just 2 dark energy on the Grimmsnarl, that's all he needs. Lily draw for 8 since he hasn't taken a prize. Needs energy to retreat this Snorunt, but looks like his hand doesn't have the energy. Now he's doing his stack search, price checking, puts the Monkey Dory down. Might be a pass over back to Brennan. Don't see an energy on his side, unfortunately, and it's a pass. So now it's Brennan's turn. Artisan likely to get another Impidim, because if he leaves that one Impidim down, Afiq can just boss with Grimmsnarl and get 2 free attacks, which is not a good thing in the mirror match. So now Brennan carefully thinking, planning his turn out. It's a mirror match. You both can do the same thing. Double checking his prizes. And definitely goes for the Impidim, because if you put just one, but chooses to go for the Yveltal, which could be a good thing because Yveltal can clutch the Snorunt. But the Snorunt can retreat if it evolves into a Frostless and then attach energy and then retreats. Only the Snorunt cannot retreat, but if it becomes a Frostless, it can retreat. So Brennan passes his turn. Still no energy on Afiq's side, but now he has Arven, so I'm thinking most likely, yep, Air Balloon. And a Secret Box, probably for the next turn, or not, just uses it now, why not? Throwing away TM Evo, Artisan, Arven for Puffin. The Spike Move Stadium. TM Evo again, and Lily for next turn. Choosing not for the Puffin, but for the Ultra Ball, which is fair. It won't be for Frostless, because like I said, Frostless is not going to be needed in this matchup. So Afiq chooses to go back to Puffin to get second Impidim. That's the only target. If he plays there is a grass Pokemon, I just didn't quite see what it is. If it's a Shaman, no, it's not Shaman. It looks like a Bidoof. Okay. I was about to say, you can't put that through Puffin, but that's clearly did that from Artisan. Air Balloon onto the Snorunt, attach the TM Evo to Monkey Dory so he can waste it. Grimmsnarl comes in, attacks the Monkey Dory with the Dark Energy, which is not ideal for Brennan. So Afiq goes up in the lead, takes the first prize. puts 30 on Impidem. Brennan has a Grimmsnarl, it just does not have the rare candy. The top deck is Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball with both the Frostless pieces, because again, you don't need it in this matchup. And here's an interesting tech inclusion in Grimmsnarl. That is a Pheasantipede. Everybody plays it, but usually Grimmsnarl does not play it. So interesting to see that Brennan is choosing to play Pheasantipede. Artisan for the Impidem, because you cannot let the lone Impidem get knocked out. Does the Fez get him anything? Oh no. That's not much there. So Stretcher for Dark Energy. If he has a retreat option, he can go for Clutch. Likely on a Monkey Dory. But he does not, so it's going to be Monkey Dory, Adrenabraining. There's going to be a lot of Adrenabrain in this match. 30 back to the active Grimmsnarl. And it's probably going to be a pass for turn. Not yet. We got to Stretcher get the second Monkey Dory up. Brennan carefully thinking out his turn. There's not much he can do from his hand. It's really nothing else. He has an energy switch, which could be an interesting tech inclusion later. Tech inclusion for this deck, because you can go Grimmsnarl, attach 3 energies. Oh, okay, interesting. Goes for TM Devo play, which means that the Grimmsnarl is now back to an Impidem, and actually I don't hate this move, because Grimmsnarl decks tend to only play one rare candy, and Afiq already used his one rare candy in the second turn. So now this little Impidem, it's not gonna be a Grimmsnarl straight off. Afiq's turn now, Lilies. Now maybe he should have saved that TM Evo, so he could have gotten the second Impidem up to a Mogram just in case. Sometimes it's better to save the TM Evos for situations like this, you know. What if Brennan just suddenly has nuts and just draws everything, you know what I mean? So retreat, Impidem, put the Snorunt. I'm all for it. Might as well put the Snorunt. The Snorunt is quite useless in this match. Instead, choosing to put the Mogram up. Not sure I like that. Because now, if Brennan does get Grimmsnarl up. If Brennan gets the Grimmsnarl up, that Mogram is going down, and Afiq has no real way to get a Grimmsnarl up next turn, and this might just snowball very quickly. And you saw just now Brennan, he was thinking of going for the boss, chose not to go for the boss. Uh-oh, you see what I see. I see a rare candy. He can go for Grimmsnarl this turn, but he's choosing to go for Clutch. He wants to slow down Afiq's board. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's not hard for Afiq to get into a Impidem and retreat. So here we go. Spike move, Lily, Zoroark. And a tool. What's the tool gonna be? I don't see a tool. Yeah, I don't see a tool. So that's the 3 cards that Brennan's gonna take from his super secret box. That's what I meant to say. And a Clutch. So actually, think Brennan could have saved that secret box because the next turn he can actually take out both Impidim and what's it called? Mogrim. But Afiq finally found his Grimmsnarl. So now punk up. The Grimmsnarl is back up and goes for So all those cards that Brennan just took is back to the bottom of the deck. Afiq draws into a Frostlass, but we know that's not gonna see play. Not in this matchup. Nope. And goes for Filch. And also, if you notice, he chose not to move the Monkey Dory damage from his Impidim. Fair play, because any damage you throw on Brennan's side is gonna get thrown back anyway, so why bother? Just keep the damage there. Let it get knocked out by Clutch. I mean, you want the Impidim to get knocked out by Clutch anyway, so there we go. Now he's free. Choosing to promote Snoran, it's a pivot. Free retreat, might as well. So I believe Brennan and Afiq are both on 5 prizes now, so Afiq cannot play that counter catcher. But he can go for just knocking out the Yveltal. So Lily. Only drawing 6 cards because he already took 1 prize. I see a TM Devo in Afiq's hand, but this is not a bot deck he can probably TM Devo with. So found the Super Rod, Impidim, and Dark Energy. Most likely he's gonna play down the stadium so he can get his second Impidim. I mean, in this matchup you need at least 2 pieces of the Grimmsnarl line in case something happens, like the TM Devo from earlier. And chooses to pass. So Afiq is trying to play the long game. He's trying to wait for Brennan to hit him first, which is fair. And I think Brennan's also waiting for Afiq to hit him. So now they are both playing the waiting game. Neither one of them wants to hit the other. Takes the Grimmsnarl from the Spike Muff. Both Monkey Dory has Dark Energy attached to it. Evolves into the Grimmsnarl. Punk up. Attach 1 energy to Grimmsnarl. And attach to the other Grimmsnarl. And there we go. Clutch. Oof. Sorry about the table shaking. People are just walking into the camera. It always happens. So now Afiq with the oven plate to get Stretcher. He's probably gonna be happy to let this Snoran get taken out and just passes. Quick turn for Brennan, just clutch 40, and I think I see what Afiq's trying to do. Just let the Snoran get knocked out and then go for the counter catcher, knock out one of the Monkey Dories. So now Afiq has his second Grimmsnarl going up. Punk up, 2 energies attach, and most likely pass over his turn. Yep. Brennan also doesn't have much to do, so it just goes for Lily. Try to draw into more stuff that he could use, likely a boss, because he does not want to hit the incoming Grimmsnarl, such as the stadium. I don't believe there's a Pokemon in his deck for him to search, so just free search and clutch. So now Brennan is up believe that's 3 or 4 prizes, can't quite see. And our Afiq is going to be the aggressor now. Goes after the Grimmsnarl and attacks both of them. So now the waiting game is over. Now it's time to see the 2 big attackers going after each other. But there's one issue for Afiq. He only has 1 Monkey Dory with Dark Energy. Brennan has 2 Monkey Dories with Dark Energies. And Brennan takes the easy prize, knockouts the Snorunt, which was a bait from Afiq. He wanted that to happen. And there we go. So 180 on the Shadow Bullet, 180 to Grimmsnarl, 30 to Monkey Dory. I know. There we go. That's the second energy. That's what Afiq needed. So, double Adrenabrains. It's only going to be up to 60. So, the Monkey Dories are both safe from knockout. So, it might be just going for... Might be just going to set up the Grimmsnarl. This is a hard decision to make. And I believe this is the turn where actually we went to time. So setting up the Yveltal. And now I believe this is the turn where time is actually called. You can see Judge Brian going to the guys and explaining that the player going second will have the last turn, which is Brennan. Brennan needs a Monkey Dory and Dark Energy to win here. 3 Monkey Dories and a Dark Energy to win here. Goes for the Ultra Ball, but I don't think he should have thrown away the Energy Surge because he might need the Energy Surge. So Lily, draw into 6. He can draw into another 3 from Fez. So here we go. Draw 6. Draws the Super Rod, so there's a opportunity for Brennan to win the match here if he can draw into the Dark Energy. So Super Rod's 2 Dark Energy, probably just that. Oh, nope. I don't think he should have shuffled the Impidim. Because I believe there's 2, there's 2 Marnie's Pokemon in his deck now. So that's an extra card in the deck that is not needed. If he doesn't win, the game is a double game loss. So now it's round 2. Weiye versus Brendan. And I chose this match because they both actually played each other in the last weekend's GBL, but 2 different decks this time. Brendan is still playing the same Dragapult Dusknoir deck that he's won 2 UBLs with, but Weiye is now playing Toxtricity box. That's why Brendan's like, what's up with the Precious Trolley there? So he's expecting to see Marnie's Grimmsnarl, which is what Weiye played the last time they played each other, but it's not. It's a different duck deck. So he goes for 3 Toxels, 2 monkeys. Brandon starts his one and only monkey in his list. Lots of monkeys. So Weiye's deck is all about Toxtricity and its Sinister Surge, which is attach Dark Energy to any of your bench from the deck. You put 2 damage counters. And because you want damage counters on your board, you can use those damage and move it around with Monkey Dory and then, do a lot of damage. And then he can hit with Mega Absol or the other Brute Bonnet that he's holding in his hand. That thing is actually quite scary because Relentless Punches does 50 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So he moves those damage from Monkey, puts to the active, hits with Brute Bonnet. Now it's Brandon's turn, Puffin for Drippy and the new Purdue. That's nice. Both draw 6, It's still the first turn. No one's taken a prize yet. And oh, Brandon's hand does not look very good. Switching to Bidoof, Ichipollen. There is no Dragapult in Brandon's hand. All he has is Fez. So now it gets the Toxtricity up. He has an Absol, he's thinking about it. Attach Air Balloon to the actives. Now trying to figure out the best play here. Goes for Lily. Does not want to put the Absol down just yet. He can easily knock out this Bidoof, but it's just what option does he wants to use. Draws 8 from Lily because no, he's not taking the prize yet. Draws back the Absol, but I don't think he'll be placing that down just yet. Benches the Brute Bonnet. And now using Sinister Surge to attach 1 Dark Energy to Brute Bonnet. And I see what he's doing here. He wants to KO the Bidoof through poison. Just in case Brennan has a Fez, which he does. So moves 2 damage from Monkey Dory. Attaches another energy to Brute Bonnet. And then goes for Poison Spray, which means Brandon's Bidoof gets knocked out by poison. Just kind of bad for him because he's holding on to the Fez. So he needs to top deck something. Top deck nothing. Oh boy. This is not good. Now I'm like, shoot, why did I choose this match to stream here? So Brennan has a bit of a tough decision here. Attaches the Luminous to Monkey Dory, bosses up the Toxtricity and pass. And by the way, Toxtricity can only attach to the bench, cannot attach to itself when it's in the active. Weiye goes for Arven. Is there a second air balloon? There is a second air balloon. And now he can search for an item. Perhaps Ultra Ball to get a second Toxtricity just in case. Nope. Earthen Vessel, that's also fine. He has the Ultra Ball, but chooses... Oh, okay, yeah. So he's using the Vessel to throw away with the Ultra Ball. Gets the Toxtricity. Attaches to the Brute Bonnet. 20 damage to the Brute Bonnet through Sinister Surge. Attaches to the Toxtricity. There's only one Monkey Dory with Dark Energy though, so we can only use once. 1 Adrenaline. But that's all he needs, because 2 damage counters on Monkey Dory means gets knocked out. Actually 1 because of weakness. 1 damage counter is all that he needs to knock it out. So now Brandon, draws a Research. Goes for the Fez, draws a Puffin, gets the Bidoof, draws a Drippy. He needs to set up. But at least he has the Iono now. Attaching the Neo Upper to Bidoof, switches into... sorry, not Bidoof. Attach Neo Upper to Drippy, switch into Bidoof. Using switch. And then there's a Dusknoir. I still don't see a Dragapult. There's no Dragapult in his Brandon's hand. Oh boy. This is getting bad. Has to go for Ichipollen, and we know that Bidoof is gonna get knocked out. So Weiye gets a Dark Energy on a second Monkey Dory. Now it's up to him on how he wants to play this turn out. So Monkey Dory 3 on Tubdue takes the knockout. Brennan's gonna sacrifice his 3P, and that's gonna get knocked out also. Because Weiye just needs 1 damage counter on the 3P, so Toxtricity, Sinister Surge, 1 more energy onto the little Toxel, sorry. Goes for Lily. You will only draw 6 cards since he has taken 3 prizes. But that's what he needs now. He just needs a few more cards to close up this game. So move the 2 damage counters to 3P and goes for Relentless Punch. 1 damage counter is more than enough. Actually, you know, he does need... actually 1. 1 is more than enough. So now it's over to Brennan. He top stack a rare candy, which is quite good. He finally gets his Dracloak, Ultra Ball. And we all know what this is going to be. Dragapult. The first Dracloak and the first Dragapult finally hits the board after what, 3-4 turns? And here comes the surprise, rare candy. But Brennan still needs to find Latias to get this fast out of the... And he finds the Ultra Ball, which means he can use Latias to retreat. Just thinking through, it's gotta be the Latias. So Dracloak. Ooh, Counter Catcher. That's a really good draw. Doesn't really need anything else at the moment. Just needs to get the Latias up. Just thinking what to throw away, how to play out this next few turns. Does he use his Dusknoir yet? I don't think he needs to. Ultra Ball. Throwing away Puffin and this second Ultra Ball. Checking through his resources. Does he need anything else? His hand is quite good, so I think... Ideally, I think he wants to keep 1 Ultra Ball just in case, which is why he's still thinking this through. Goes for the Night Stretcher. Ah yes, actually yeah, he didn't attach energy yet, so I don't need to use Latias. So Night Stretcher attach fire energy to fast retreat. Goes for the Hollow Chub, 10 on Toxel, 10 on the Toxtricity, knocks out active, and all 60 on the baby Toxel. So now Weiye, just 3-card hand. It's nothing there. He has Iono, but Brennan has 4 prizes. Does he want to Iono Brennan to 4 cards? Perhaps even more better cards. Yep. So we had nothing much in his hand before. 2 cards. Nothing much in this hand either. Nest Ball, but I don't... He can put Absol down, but I don't think he has energy in his deck. There's 1 energy. Okay, puts the Absol down. I don't see an energy. There's 1. There's only 2. He can put 2 energy on the Absol, but he can't get the KO with Terminal Period because he can't move 3 from... He can't move 3 from 2 Pokemon. The best he can do is just move 4, 5. No. That's... Yeah, okay, wait. Actually, yeah. So he's using the Monkey Dory to throw all the damage counters on Dragapult and goes for Abyss, what's it called again? Discuss the Dusknoir, which is quite big. So now Brandon's Dragapult is just hanging in there. Claw of Darkness for 200, discard 1 card from the opponent's hand. Gets the Night Stretcher, but it's still not quite enough, is it? Oh, wait a second. He has game. Does he? Yeah. It's a Night Stretcher. You can pop the Night Stretcher onto Eshpal, but how does he get his last prize? That's the issue. So the Eshpal will probably be going down to Dusknoir, but yep. So 130 on Eshpal. Weiye takes 1 prize, attach Luminous, and then knocks out the Eshpal. Now this is gonna be the tricky part. How does he put his 6 damage counters around? Because he doesn't want to give Munkidori easy damage counters. I'll probably just split everything around. So 2 on this Munkidori, 1 on the Toxtricity. Yep, splitting everything. So Monkey has 2, Monkey has 2, Tox has 1, the other Tox has another 1. So Weiye can only move 5 damage counters. And he's holding on to a 1 card hand, which is a TM Evo and nothing else. Brennan takes the game. Now we have round 3, Benjamin versus Kelvin. But this is an interesting round because Ben has been pat down. Ben is 2-0, Kelvin is 1-1. So Ben needs to win this match to have a chance of winning this GBL. It's a 5 Swiss round event, and to win this event you need to go XO. Kelvin has no shot of winning, Ben has a shot of winning. So Ben needs to win this match. Kelvin's job is to play spoiler and stop Ben from winning. So we have Ben playing his usual Ceruledge with the Ben special, Brilliant Blender, turn 1. Likely to discard 5 energy to speed up Ceruledge's attack. And over on Kelvin's side is just 1 Dreepy. That's all he needs at the moment. It's not his turn yet. So Ben's whole game plan is just to power up Ceruledge's Abyssal Flames. 30 plus 20 for each energy card in your discard pile. And this deck's play probably around 16, 17, 18 energies, who knows. All they need to do is Abyssal Flames and just keep attacking. That's all they do, that's all they need. So Ben just checking through his deck. So he's probably gonna blender out 3 fighting energies, 2 jet energies. Probably don't need the jet energy in this matchup, but you never know because Dragapult does like to use counter catcher plays, trap something up. He does have 1 more jet energy in hand, and it's gonna attach it to the Ceruledge. Chakadet. Oh, actually his hand is nothing much. Doesn't have the turn 1 Squawkabilly, which is unfortunate. Also, sorry for the very zoomed in display of this match so far. I forgot to zoom out. That's my fault. So it looks very... Actually, it looks quite nice, but you won't get to see the whole board. So you can't see Ben's discard pile. You probably won't be able to see Kelvin's discard pile too. So I should be doing better. So Kelvin going for Dawn. Not a card you usually see in Dragapult, but you can get a Dreepy, a Dragcloak, a Dragapult, or even Dusknoir and all that. He gets Latias, Dragcloak, and probably Dragapult. So he gets the free retreat. We're gonna get the Ichi Pollen. There goes the Latias. Attaching the Luminous Energy to Dreepy and Ichi Pollen. Ben does top deck Fire Energy, which is perfect for him, and Research. Needs to find Lunatone and Zoroark. Finds Lunatone. I don't see Zoroark. Does have a Calm Mind in hand at least. And Abyssal Flame. We don't need the count because Bidil is weak to fire. Double Dracloak on Kelvin's side. So clearly no rare candy in his list because he just went straight to evolve both of them. Gets Body Perfume from his first Recon Directive so he can go for maybe a second Bidil. Looking like it. And yep, Dusknoir. He probably just wants to slow Ben down because he sees one Zoroark but doesn't see Lunatone. And Ben needs the fighting item, whatever it's called. It's blanking my mind right at the moment. Second, Recon Directive is a bit more of a problem for Kelvin. Just decides it's Ultra Ball. Chooses to throw away Dragapult and Research. Goes for the Fez to draw more cards since his Bidil was knocked out. Fighting Gong, that's the item that I was thinking of. Does draw into boss, but there's no boss target at the moment. Well, there is actually Zoroark, but you can use Counter Catcher for it. So goes for Iono. Ben's awful hand is now gone, so I think he doesn't mind that. And draws into an even more awful hand. But he does find Zoroark. Now he just needs to find Fighting Energy. And Energy Pollen 20 because Zoroark is weak to fighting. There's the Lunatone, but Ben has nothing. It's just items and the one supporter he cannot play at the moment prior. So now Kelvin, that Iono plus Counter Catcher has saved him sometimes. Perhaps Ben shouldn't have benched the Zoroark. Just leave the Ceruledge there. I think that's a misplay because you're just asking to get Counter Catcher. So Kelvin going for the Ultra Ball, looking for the Sclops, which he can use to put 50 on Lunatone, and then Dragapult can clean it up from Phantom Dive. Attach Energy, there's the Dragapult. So he's probably thinking of it right now. Goes for Lily. Hasn't drawn a prize yet, so he can draw 8 cards from this Lily. For 8. There we go. Hasn't used his second Dracloak yet, just in case. He does draw his second Counter Catcher, which will, if that Ceruledge has 2 damage counters, it'll be perfect, but only has 1 damage counter. Looks like it's Jamming Tower and Ultra Ball, or Fire Energy, not quite sure. So here we go, Dragapult, and choosing to put the 6 damage counters on Ceruledge. So now Ben is free, he can use items, Nest Ball to get Zoroark. And see, this is where, okay, thank you Judge Brian, because now we can see the discard pile. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 energy. Double Nest for 2 Ceruledge, Chuckadet, sorry. Ben just needs to start throwing energies away. And this is why I play with the, why we want to display the white version, not the zoomed out version. Especially because Ceruledge plays off the discard pile. That's Palpad, both Research going back in, I believe. Ben just wants to throw cards, so it's going to be Research. Although I think he should have drawn first, then use Palpad, but he does get the Research. It's going to use the Research, but no energy in the discard. Now he draws energies. Now the question is, do you want to attach the fire to one of your Chuckadets that might get knocked out next turn? Eshpal, because that Ceruledge will get knocked out by Dragapult because it's down to 200 HP because it's already has 7 damage counters on it. And Kelvin can easily snipe another. Actually, he can even board wipe Ben here. So I think Ben heads up play goes for the third Chakadet. So this way he guarantees that there will be no board wipe happening. Because if Kelvin can find Dusknoir and Howlucha, he could have done the board wipe. But Ben is gonna make things harder for Kelvin. Choose to attack with the Zoroark, which I think is a fair move. Puts more energies into his discard pile. Puts 70 on Dragapult. Because that Ceruledge is gonna get knocked out. So you might as well make it even more difficult for Kelvin. Make him find the boss. So now it's Kelvin. He only has one Dracloak in play, which is a bit annoying. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't quite count it. This is where I usually put damage counters next to the energy, so it makes it more easier for both parties to see. Come on, guys. Do the same, man. Come on. Okay. Curse Blast on the Ceruledge. So, Charcadet. Choosing to put another Dusknoir down. So, it only has one draw option. But I think he just needs that one draw option. That's the counter catcher. So Kelvin can take 3 prizes here and the Iono, which is annoying. Kelvin will draw 6. Ben will draw 4. I would have liked to see Kelvin put the 50 damage on either the Lunatone or the Zoroark and go for those instead, so he can stop Ben from drawing cards. Here you can actually Ben can still draw cards because he still has the Zoroark, still has the Lunatone. So I would prefer if Kelvin gone for one of those rock pieces. So now Ben discarding more energies, fighting Gong to get fighting energy, Vessel throw the fighting, searches for the fighting and the fire because that's what he needs for Ceruledge. He's getting close to getting the knockout, so draws 3. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, that's not Ceruledge. Uh-oh. Ben needed the Ceruledge here. This is trouble. Because with no Ceruledge, I think Kelvin, 2 prizes left. Yeah, Kelvin's just going to win next turn. This is bad for Ben. He needed to find Ceruledge here. Boss is not really going to do anything because the Dracloak is going to retreat, so desperation move, 70 on the Dracloak. All Kelvin needs to do is just retreat and game. It's round 4. We have the 2 3-0s playing it out. We have Yong Siang on Marnie's Grimmsnarl, not the first time we've seen it. And we have Elkanah, and if you look at the board and you're thinking, what is that? That, my friends, is Vileplume box. I'll explain a little bit more about it. It's trying to use Gloom and Vileplume to attach energy to attackers, and those attackers will try to snipe the bot from Yong Siang. And the main attacker for Elkanah is actually Curium, the one that does 110 to 3 Pokemon if he has 2 battle, 2 water, and a colorless. And it's quite easy for Elkanah to get all those energies up with the Vileplumes, because Vileplume searches for, looks at the top 8 cards from the deck. If it's energy, you attach them to your Pokemon. And because the stadium he plays is the Forest Stadium, which allows you to evolve your grass type Pokemon as and when you want, you can see how easy it is for him to set up a bot to just bot wipe stuff. So here Siang is going for the Impedim, 2 Impedims. I think he's still trying to figure out what he's playing against. Such as for Grimmsnarl with the Stadium Spike move. Goes for the Iron Bundle. Elkanah promotes Oddish. TM Evo on the Monkey Dory to get Impedim and Frostless. And now it's over to Elkanah. Goes for Eshpal. And you can see there's a lot of energy in his deck. And there is the Kyurem. Kyurem? Whatever. Goes for the Gloom. There's 1 energy attached. It's only basic energies, not special energies. And now Siang, I think, has figured out like, oh, okay, this is what I'm going up against. 3 more from Gloom. Another metal energy. So Elkanah needs 3 more energies. There's the Stadium. Vileplume, which is top 8 cards. Does he find anything? 2 metal energies? That's not what he needs. He needs 2 water energies. So 1 metal goes to Kyurem, 1 goes to the active Gloom, I believe. Yep. There goes Lily. So if he can find another Vileplume, he might be able to get this attack off. And Siang's board is just all Pokemon that is less than 100 HP. And the funny thing is, Siang was telling me that he had cut Shaman for today's event. Imagine if he had Shaman now. There goes the Gloom. You can see the despair in his face. There's the water energy. And if Elkanah has a water energy in his hand, we know what's coming. Triforce. There it is. Gloom gets retreat. Kyurem. 5 energies turn 2. And snipes the Impedim. The Morgrem and the active Monkey Dory. And now Siang's board is just Frostless, Snorunt, and Monkey Dory, Lily. And he needs to buy himself a turn, a recovery turn. Just anything. Bump the Stadium as well. Because this Elkanah has already taken 3 prizes, and it's not very difficult for him to take the next 3 prizes because there's just 3 prizes sitting on the board. And I don't see an Impedim, which is not good. So Siang price his 3rd Impedim, which is, oh boy, that's quite bad in this particular situation right now. There's just no way for him to escape this problem at the moment. At least he has Frostless to help build up damage from Frostless's ability, put damage counters on Pokemon with abilities during checkup, which is every Pokemon on Elkanah's side and just Monkey Dory on Siang's side. Puts down another Monkey Dory, puts the Stadium down, counter catches the Vileplume that has 2 retreat calls, such as for Grimmsnarl, but there is still no Impedim, which is a huge issue for Siang. Retreats into Snorunt and passes over the turn. So every Pokemon with ability not named Frostless takes 2 damage counters. So now Elkanah goes for Energy Recycler, which means 5 energy goes back in. And I mean, that works for Elkanah's deck because he needs to see all those energies in his deck. Here comes the Vileplume. How many energies do we see in this top 8? That's a lot. That's a lot. 1, 2, 3. 2 water, 1 metal energy. And I see a jet energy and the Turo, which means Elkanah can do it all over again. Oddish, Evolve, Gloom, 3 energies. You just needs 2 energy. There's 1 energy. Attach water energy, bam. And now it's round 5, the final round of this GBL at Goodness Gracious Games. And we have our last 2 competitors. The 2 4-row players. On the left, my brother Ash on his Zoroark deck. On the right, Elkanah on his Vileplume box deck. We've already seen what this Vileplume deck can do, so Ash obviously wants to go first, wants to evolve all his Pokemon before the Kyurem does his thing again. So starting Darmanitan, not the best starter, at least has 3 Zoroark up. Perfect start. Over to Elkanah, Buddy Poffin, probably looking for the Odysseus to set up for the next turn. There we go, double Oddish. Eshpal. And there's the Kyurem, the Danger Man. Because the Triforce can really destroy any setup deck that is not prepared for it. Also gets Fez up ready, and Fez can also attack because it just needs 3 energy attachment, and we've already seen how easy it is for Elkanah to get 3 energy attachment, let alone 5. Also, there's the TM Devo in Elkanah's deck, which means he can 2-shot Zoroarks and try to knock them out in that way as well. And I'll go for Tatsugiri. Attracting any customers? Unfortunately, no customers for today. And I believe these 2 players are fighting for their first GBL win, which is a nice story to follow here. So Ash gets the secret box, finds Serrano, Pokepad, Air Balloon, which you probably need to retreat that Darumaka. Double checking, does he need anything else? Price checking, good job. Love to see it. Just double checking. It's probably gonna be Air Balloon, I think. Yep. And we're left with the stadium, and I don't see a stadium. Yep. So, Pokepad. Oh, sorry, Serrano, which is the. So Serrano for the 3 and Zoroark, Pokepad for Ants Darmanitan. And I don't know why my brother likes to play 3 different arts, but that is 3 and Zoroark, just in case. So retreats the Darmanitan, which he needs to do. Evolves the Zoroark, evolves the Darmanitan. Now there's the energy attachment, there's the 2 Zoroark. The last card in his hand is the other end Zoroark. And he trades into 2 dark energy, which is quite funny. So trade, and he finds the Power Glass, which means he uses Ends Darmanitan's attack, Flame Body Cannon, to snipe off 2 Pokemon that is less than 90 HP, which is the active Tatsugiri and 1 of the Odysseus. And thanks to Power Glass, 1 of the dark energy is back in the hand. And we know that there is a second dark energy in hand. So here we go. Gloom gets 3 energies straight up. Top 3 deck. The top 3 in his deck were 3 energies. That's awesome. Now Elkanah using Fez to draw 3. Well, there's a Lily, but nothing else. I don't see much going on in his hand, so Nest Ball. Probably for another Oddish. Is there another? There is another Oddish. Going for a second Kyurem. So you can try to set up double Triforce. Goes for Dawn, Regigigas, Vileplume, and Gloom. Which means he has the stadium in hand, I believe. Forest of Vitality. There's the second Gloom. Oops, that's a fail. No energies there. Just one energy in this card. Ooh, that hand does not look very good, eh? Attaches the water energy to Kyurem and passes. That is not a good hand. Oh yeah, he did use Dawn, that's why. So here we go. Trade. Discards Darumaka, draws 2 cards. Second trade. Throws the Binding Mochi. He draws into the third and Zoroark at least. Third trade. Deciding what to discard. The Reversal Energy, which is probably not going to use in this matchup anyways. So a good thing to throw away. Ends PB up. Onto the bench. Zoroark. Boss onto the Gloom, which means both Glooms are going to get knocked out. And thanks to Power Glass, the energy goes back to Zoroark. And Zoroark, that is. And now back to Elkanah, and he can attack with this Kyurem because all he needs is just the 1 energy. Has the Lily, so he can draw into 8 cards because he hasn't taken a prize card yet. Plus 3 more from Fez. Here we go. 4, 8. He needs to set up those auditions though. Oh dear, that's not a good hand. That's the second Ash at least. To recover all of his oddish pieces. Not tricky to say there. At least he can draw into 1 or 2 of them from Fez. Here we go, Fez. 1, 2. Oh dear, that is not an oddish. So here we go, Triforce on all 3 Zoroarks. Perhaps setting up for a TMD will play. But Ash just needs a boss and energy to win this game because there is a Fez sitting down there and he does play Ents Reshiram. Or is it Zekrom? And Zekrom. And Zekrom can take the KO with Rampaging Thunder if he finds it. Trade number 2. Hasn't found it yet. We know he has a boss in hand. Trade number 3. That's a Pokebat. I think I saw Pokebat. Energy Attach. And Zoroark. There's no other traits left. Puffin. Just searching the deck. Yeah, there's no other traits left. But actually, Ash can just take a turn off here and just not attack because Elkanah doesn't have much. Oh, there is a Pokepat. There we go. Pokepat 4. And Zekrom, yes. And Zekrom is there. Is there a boss in hand? If he has boss, he wins the game here. And chooses to attack with Ents Dametan Backdraft. So Elkanah draws 3 and still no oddish pieces. And I think Elkanah just scoops here, just showing Ash that there's nothing there. Congrats to Ash on winning GBL.